Good afternoon. I'd like to call the December meeting of the Richmond Parks and Recreation Board to order. The Richmond Parks and Recreation Department provides for the positive development and well-being of the Richmond community through the provision of parks, greenways, trails, and recreational programming and facilities while working in cooperation with other service providers and partners in the community to maximize all available resources. We have no extra guests or anything like that. We do need to amend item 11B to include the rates discussion.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include item 11B, the approval of Highland Lake Golf Course 2026 rates.
Here a second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Everybody read the minutes. Any questions, comments about the minutes? Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Park Superintendent report.
Good evening. I just wanted to thank you all for being here, obviously, and I wanted to give you a couple updates on some things that I've provided for you and also some exciting things that we have going on. Obviously, this evening on the 11th here, we have our first food and beverage public hearing, and then we also have another public hearing on Monday on the 15th. So tonight's public hearing is at 7 p.m., and we have another opportunity for public hearing on the 15th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers on the 3rd floor of the city building. So I just wanted to update the board on that and appreciate your support and also the community's support on that. So yes, we have that opportunity for the food and beverage opportunity that's coming up. Any questions on that at all? Okay, and then the Veritas schedule, as you remember in November, you approved Veritas as being our owner's rep who will guide us through the RFQ process and then also into finding a developer, working through that. And so I did provide you a update on the schedule here, and it's a draft copy, but we have a pretty aggressive schedule trying to find a developer by mid-January. I hope to be able to provide you a recommendation by February's board meeting, if not before. And so I just wanted to highlight that and let you know that we're well on our way with working through those kinds of things. We also have had a couple developers reach out showing their interest, which I also forwarded to Veritas. So that is very promising. So I'm very excited that we do have interest in our Gorge projects, Phase 2 and Phase 3. I have given you a pretty hefty stack of information in front of you. I can also send this to you digitally, but it is something that I put together for the Finance Committee for Council. These are things about sustainability for the Parks Department and things we have done in regards of our master plan from 2020 to 2025. So these are things that have been completed so far. These are things about the current state of the Parks Department. And then the facilities, obviously, the facility assessment, which I've already provided during the budget time, and then also provided the park board as well. But some good reading material when you have a moment. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to provide some insight or any questions if you have those answers to any questions. We are actually working through a new logo. And so just like the city has a new logo coming forward, we are working through that new logo. We've been working with Guide Studio on a couple new options, and we've kind of landed on an option that we're really liking. So I just wanted to kind of give you that option or give you that information, and I will send that over to you just to kind of look at. So I wanted you to know that. And then I can answer any questions on the Park Assistant Superintendent report.
Any questions? I don't believe we have any.
I will also be doing a presentation this evening at Board of Works right after this in regards to the food and beverage. I also will be taking the MKSK contract for the Glenn Miller Improvement Plan, to move forward with that for their approval. And so I will be attending Board of Works after this meeting. So we can move forward with the Glenn Miller Improvement Plan.
Okay, any questions for Denise? Division reports, October financials.
Hello. I don't have much for you. I just wanted to point out a correction that was made, that when doing the recaps in October, there was some of Wes's or Highlands daily fees that were put in the line above. So you'll see on the improvement fee for the reservoir, 5014, there's 13,373.03. That got moved to Highlands daily fee, which is on the Highlands 5003 account. So it doesn't reflect on this one, but we caught it and it got moved, and so it's corrected going forward. But that's all I really have that stands out for this financials, unless anybody had any questions. Always looking for anything we can help out the golf course.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, thanks, Emma.
Thank you.
Golf division. Wes?
Something I'd like to tell you that developed today that I haven't told Denise yet, but a junior golf tour called the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour from Florida has picked Highland Lake to do their event in September, the 26th and 27th. It's a national-wide junior golf tour. They just had their finals last week of over 1,000 kids.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So we could be hosting from people all over the country, maybe 50 to 60 kids. They block tee times from 10 to 12:30 on Saturday and Sunday, so it won't hinder our revenue. It'll just be hosting an event.
Yeah.
As far as the report, since Thanksgiving hit, the Mother Nature hit a light switch, and we haven't been able to have any play. So December's been pretty drab, but I've come up around 459,000 is what we ended up doing for the year. But obviously the numbers will reflect that. And then I gave you a packet. The first page, it just shows a membership rate comparison to other golf courses in the area. I tell you what, it's hard to do research to find out what these golf courses are charging. It's almost like Fort Knox trying to find out their rates. But this kind of gives you an idea of where we stand with everybody else. The second page is the daily rate comparison, which shows the weekday, weekend, and senior. Kind of show where we're at there. And then we're raising the rates for 2026, and I've got a percentage of how we're raising those rates. And our daily rate's gonna go to 40 next year, and our weekend rate's gonna go to 45, basically raising $1. And then the next page shows you this year's memberships, and then 2026 memberships revised. As far as that weekday pass, we did have 26 to 28 new members take advantage of that. So we're gonna raise that up 10% to $1,100. And then the last page shows you what we're gonna do as far as a membership drive. Between January 5th and January 19th, you're gonna be able to take advantage of last year's rates. You must pay it in full. January 20th to January 31st, 2026 rates kick in, but we're gonna include a free range pass, which is worth $275, must be paid in full. And then February 1st to February 14th, 2026 rates will include 4 free guest passes. So kind of an incentive to get people to get the memberships. And then after February 15th, it'll just be a membership only. So that's what I have for you. A good next year. We've got everything buttoned down and a lot of the equipment taken care of. We're ready to go for next year. Golf carts have been winterized. About ready to take a Christmas break.
I did want to draw your attention to the range. That would be raising approximately $2, just as a side note.
That would be the buckets, $12 instead of 10, 9 instead of 7, 7 instead of 5. And that it should. I mean, that driving range is pretty busy.
We think this is a very, very small increase. We definitely could have increased a lot more. We talked a lot about it.
We haven't really raised the rates.
No.
Since 2021. We kind of kept it affordable with everything else raising. But now with the expenses that we concur, you just have to. You got to raise the rates.
And I know it's just a small increase, but it is something I think that needs to happen. We've, again, talked about it in length. We just don't want to do a lot. I mean, we want to make sure that we've got the course in adequate condition. The water, the greens, the irrigation, which is coming. And that's what we want to secure before we raise any rates any higher.
That makes sense. I think that's a good approach. Let's get it in the kind of condition that you want it for everybody that plays. And tonight, we'll move a step
If
closer to
everybody
that.
agrees to this, then I'll immediately get a hold of T-Snap so we can advertise this drive via social media and an email blast.
And one of the reasons, obviously, we're trying to do a approach of a raise the rates across the board approach, so that we're not singling anything out, but we're doing it across the board.
Has T-Snap done what we expected it to do? Okay.
It has been a very good marketing opportunity for us.
They're really easy to work with. I put together, a tournament or whatever we're trying to advertise, send it to them. They usually have it posted within 24 hours.
Guess we need a motion to raise the rates.
That's a new business. If you want to bring it up, I'm happy to.
All right, well, we can wait, or we can do it now.
We should wait.
All right, we'll wait.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wes.
Becky?
Well, we're still growing. We had 16 new members in November. We had 7 already in December, so we're still growing. We're blessed to have the low vision group meeting at our center now once a month, so that met today too. It's their second time, and it's very fun to see new people come in and be able to meet together. I've had tons of members helping out. So we had Kebra who came and said, let me redesign your bulletin boards. So we learned how to take them down ourselves with our screwdrivers and found out every screw was different. So it was exciting to trade out. But she took them home, spray painted them, we put them up, and we actually look kind of modern. And then she used a Cricut to cut out letters. So it looks really good. Our history is amazing. I should probably bring that for you all to see, so I'll do that next meeting. Because it starts actually in 1920 and then goes to 73 when we were adopted on 10th Street, and it moves to the present. And Marla and Cheryl put it all together from the stuff we dug out of closets and attics, and now it's in a book. And it's kind of fascinating to read. We started Mahjong. That's been interesting. Today was the first day, but we advertised it in November, and now we have people coming to learn to play it. We went to the Joseph Moore Museum. That was really fun, and a lot of people hadn't been there since we were little, so now everybody's taking their kids for Christmas. So we're going to try to go to all the museums so we can reacquaint ourselves here. And great place to shop, too. I was impressed on that. Our science fiction to science fact was kind of a mystery when we first started, because the one we chose, we realized that some of us were older and we saw it, and some of us were the younger seniors and it was foreign to them. So that was an interesting thing to learn in our science fiction to science fact. We got a donation that was a surprise from Mayflower. We didn't know that when they take a trip, if you had 10, you can get a donation, but actually 4 people took it. They still gave us one, and I got $1,000 in the mail from them. So yay for our programming. We added that to our Myers 5, and that was a good way to start off. We have some exciting news. We've raised enough money to do the carpet and the floor completely in our little kitchen, and the parks finished the ceiling that we needed to have redone. And so we're ready to go. In January, we'll have a new space to do programming. So do you have any questions or anything, or?
Questions?
Good job.
She
Thanks.
also included her fitness schedule that I think is a really
Oh, yeah, I
great, so you
forgot
might want to just take a look at that link.
We updated that, and here's another brochure. We've actually made a brochure. I thought this was funny. I gave the words to the council.
Yes.
The council's really creative, and they made this brochure, and it was interesting because some of the comment from the council, they loved it after they saw it, the senior council, but they're like, the people look older. We are. But anyway, it's kind of a neat little way to advertise, so we wanted to find a way to get ourselves into the community. So the plan is that every time somebody goes to a doctor's appointment or whatever, they'll take a brochure and a newsletter, or several of them, and say, can we leave these here for people to see? So try to get the word out. But thank you.
Farmers Market report. I understand Lucas Gosnell's here to talk about bridging the gap.
Hello, I'm Lucas Gosnell. I'm some guy that lives in town. My dad and my uncle are disabled, and they get SSI, and it's not enough to cover things usually, and so they also get SNAP. And recently, the Bridging the Gap program, I saw it on Facebook, and I've been having a hard time actually convincing my uncle and my dad to actually even get out of the house, especially because it's December, but even before that. And I was able to look at them and be like, hey, this is essentially free money. We don't have like a lot of luxury in this. We should at least come down and see it. And I managed to convince my uncle to actually come down. And now he's actually like walking with me down there sometimes, which is amazing. The man hasn't walked for a long time, like very much. And when I go down there, I feel like I actually can like I have choice in the matter. I don't usually feel like that because we just don't have the money to do things. I'm all the time walking past things and being like, I can't afford that. But I can now. I go down there and I'm like, this is a really nice pastry. I don't have those nice pastries. And then I did. And it made a difference so much. Wow. And I more than that too, during the shutdown, things were scary for a little bit there about SNAP especially. And there were a lot of people in town, very good people, who helped us out a lot. Several businesses that actually go down to the farmers market regularly. And I told myself, if I ever had a chance, like after that, to like help them, to do anything to help them, if things got better, then I would. And the Bridging the Gap actually has given me that chance. There were several people down there that I've now personally know better actually because of the interactions, where I've bought things from them on purpose because I knew that they helped me out when I was in that situation. And I don't have that chance. I know I don't have a lot of money to donate to people ever, even though I do want to sometimes. This was an amazing opportunity for that. And I don't normally speak out about these things, but it's made such a difference already. And it's not even been that long. Combined with the double food SNAP tokens, which is just another amazing thing that I've been using regularly to try to help us out. And we've been cooking at the house. We've been making new different things. I just wanted to say it's been an amazing thing. It's made a huge difference, and programs like this really, really matter. It means so much. And I want to say thank you to the farmers market, the people who run that, and the Parks Department for it, because they've been good to me my whole life. I actually have truthfully very cynical opinions about city government and being involved in it, but the Parks Department is always the thing that gives me like hope in that regard all the time, always. So that's what I wanted to say about that.
Thank you very much. I
We
appreciate
really
that.
appreciate that. Thank you so much, Chris. As you can see, and I just want to kind of draw your attention to the amount of people that we have been able to help here in the Bridging the Gap report that we did provide for you in your report, just to kind of highlight some of the things that he was able to say. But yeah, we are very, very thankful for our partners with the Bridging the Gap program, which would be the UEA and Reed Health, Reed Community Engagement. So really thankful for that. We'll be doing this until the end of the year, and really thankful for the opportunity. We've brought out a lot of people to the market that have never been to the market, and it has been a really big help for a lot of people, but also for our vendors. And so I have to say that, you know, they also feel the crunch on these kinds of things, you know, and they're expecting a certain amount of economic, you know, stability, and then it's not there. So they've been very, very thankful as well. So I just wanted to have that report for you so you could see that, you know, reasons like this are why we do what we do. So thank you, Lucas.
Okay, community rec.
Christy as well. And Emma, I should also say this. Emma's been filling in at the market since we've been shorthanded. So she goes every Saturday to help because the Bridging the Gap program has been so big. So she's been standing at the table helping out. So Emma's been filling in, and since Christy's been shorthanded, she's been kind of taking it. And Abby, who you see on this list, you haven't met, but she's one of our assistants.
I don't know how to top what he
No.
just said.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. It really is, it's really meaningful, and it's something that I can just piggyback and say, being at the market every Saturday, you see the thankfulness in people's faces that they are able to come out and get fresh local food. We're seeing new faces, which I think is the most exciting thing. It's introduced the SNAP program to a whole new customer base that, you know, we're seeing caretakers bring their patients out to utilize it. So I think, you know, as unfortunate of a situation as it's been, it's also, you know, we always try to look at the positive of it. And I definitely think we will continue to see that program grow just by being able to do this. So thank you. And thank you to Emma and Abby and everybody who's helped get us to this point. So yeah, but then on the community recreation side, we just wrapped up the Frostbite 5K last week. We actually ended up, my numbers are a little short there in your report. We had 47 walk-ins the day of the race, so we ended up with 217 participants on a very cold December evening, snowy December evening, but it was beautiful. The snow really added to it. So we're thankful to the Wayne County Challenge for allowing us to be the final race of their series. We will be hosting their end-of-year celebration in January here in a few weeks. Scary to think that that's in a few weeks, but just to kind of say thank you to all the participants and be there to celebrate with them. So we just finalized all the 2026 event dates. So just working with Amber to get spaces nailed down, make sure we don't have any overlaps, and we'll have those dates for you at the next meeting. So but happy to answer any questions if you have about the farmers market or community recreation.
Saturday's going to be a tough day this week because of the weather. If you've noticed, it's going to be
Yes.
extremely cold, and I don't know if we have, will we have it warm enough, you think? Because usually those heaters work pretty well, but that's an
Yeah.
open-air space at times, so.
I don't think it'll be much colder than it was the last Saturday we were down there, and we did all right. I mean, our vendors come prepared. We will be packed to the brim this Saturday. We have a huge vendor list that we will be submitting out tomorrow morning, and with it being the last 2 weeks before the holidays, we anticipate it to be a busy day. So we will keep it moving, and yep, we'll have it cranked up just as warm as we can in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, Christie requested that we remove the stage early because we needed
For
to fit
more
new
vendors?
Yeah.
some more vendors.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we don't know what the weather's going to bring. We don't know if there might be some cancellations, but we are
There'll be
expecting a
some.
large vendor list.
Probably about 40 vendors this Saturday, which will be the largest we've ever put in Star-Jeanette. So lots of
it.
shopping opportunities. You should come out and check it out.
Buy local.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Any events you wanted to highlight or anything, Denise? Okay. Board concerns and comments. Delegations, correspondence, old business, new business. Approval of the contractual team member trail and service leader.
So I have before you a contractual position in a scope of services in Exhibit A. This is a contract that we are requesting for a team member to be considered as a trail and service leader. And this one is for Brandon Paninsky, who's our current trail and service leader at this time. This has been a grant-funded position for over 4 years. And at this time, we worked on putting it in the 2026 budget. That was not an option in 2026, and it was removed. Therefore, we were able to move it into contractual line item and work through some scope of services with this individual, and very happy that he's interested in working with us in this capacity. So my recommendation is to move forward with Brandon Paninsky in a contractual way as a team member through Trail and Service. Happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve the contractual agreement with Brandon, what's his last name again?
Paninsky?
Paninsky.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of Highland Lake golf rates.
These are the rates that you have before you in the folder that Wes presented. Again, very minimal increase, but we do need to continue to stair-step these rates up, and so it might not be, we need to continue to work through our peers and kind of continue to get with the areas there that continue to raise their rates as well. We do feel like we have a great product. We do feel like we have a great course, and so we need to make sure that we're showing that as well. So we know we have work to do, and we are dedicated to doing that as well. And then we'll come back, hopefully, and show you all the great work that we've done and provided to the course, and maybe be able to raise the rates further.
I have one question, if I might, and I'm assuming that the rates that you published in here were this year's rates at the competing courses. Is that correct?
I just did research for this fall. Some of them are for next year.
Some of them are for next year.
Again, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, that's it.
The golf course industry, they like to hide their rates just so, because everybody does the same thing, where they're looking at me. Well, what am I charging?
Yes,
And so a lot of that research is done by the players. If I know someone goes to that golf course, what did they charge you? So sometimes it's not just, it's a little bit more than just getting online.
oh, yeah.
See, and I ask questions. What did they charge you for a senior rate? That way I get a little better idea.
Well, you've been at it once or twice, so I think you know.
The other thing is sometimes they don't have to secure their rates in January either. we secure our rates in January and for the budget year.
I make a motion to accept the Highland Lake Golf Course 2026 rates.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approval of the AFSCME local union contract.
This is our local union contract, and I have before you a contract that hopefully you've been able to review. There's one that's a clean copy and one with the track changes on it as well. This is a typical contract you see almost every 3 years. This is one that has been approved from the union as well, and it comes to Park Board, Board of Works, Sanitation, and Streets, all of the boards, for your approval process. And so these are the articles that have been updated: Article 1, Article 3, Article 4, Article 6, Article 12, and so on, that you see in some of these changes. I'm not sure if you have had a chance to look through these or have any questions in regards to this. Some of the changes on the track changes were grammar or simply aligning with our original employee handbook. So some of those changes HR wanted to align with as well. So you'll see some of those in there. We also made sure that the positions also were in alignment. You'll see that. But all in all, I was involved in the negotiation process as well, and everything seemed to go pretty smoothly. HR pretty much took care of a lot of it. I can answer any questions that you might have on any of it that you are concerned about.
Any questions or comments?
Pretty straightforward.
It is pretty straightforward. They will receive a raise for the next 3 years. That is something to be on page 32. I think that's one thing to note. They will receive a non-compounding cost of living of 3% for each of the following years, 26, 27, and 28. So I think that's something to note in this as well.
Okay, any questions or comments? Entertain a motion for approval of the AFSCME labor union contract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any other business? Entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're done.